When picking a BL series to watch, we always consider those popular and famous titles from well-known production companies. But not every show gets the same treatment when it comes to the hype and promotion. In this video, we will be talking about the most underrated BL series that you must watch because they are really good. If you also have a recommendation, feel free to share it on the comment section below. Before that, some of these BL shows might not be available on your country due to geo-blocked restriction. If that's the case, then you might want to sign up to ExpressVPN so you can unlock these BL dramas. Use the link on the description below to have 49% discount plus an additional 3 months free of usage if you opt to avail the 12-month plan. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. First on our list, Old-Fashioned Cupcake. I really did not pay attention that much for this BL when it got released because I thought it wasn't different from other Japanese BLs that I have already seen. But I was completely wrong. It's a short series but the story was well written that it made me focus to the romantic relationship of the characters. There wasn't a scene where I got bored because as the series progresses, it keeps on leaving a thought on my mind what's going to happen next. To some extent, I kind of agree that the ending could have a little more sweet scenes but a season 2 would ease my longing for them with an added plot twist. For the summary, Old-Fashioned Cupcake tells the story of a 39-year-old man whose life only revolves around sleep, wake, and work. But that routine would change drastically because of one of his subordinates. Number 2. Triage. This could have been more popular if it was only released internationally, but due to some technical reasons, sadly it's not. Just like Old-Fashioned Cupcake, I also did not pay attention to this BL when it was airing until the release of episode 11. By then, I was grateful for those people who constantly recommended this series to me because the plot isn't something you would see in a typical romance BL. The twist to the story added a lot of thoughts to my mind but I was also kind of surprised that the romance part wasn't left out for its plot. Triage tells the story of an emergency medicine doctor who happens to be trapped in a time loop. In order to get out of the Triage time loop, he has to save the life of a young student who's on the verge of death. Number 3. Not Me the series. It's kind of ironic to see a gmmtv produced BL on this list but it's actually more on the promotion part. Back when this series was airing, a lot of fans of this BL were calling out gmmtv for not promoting this series well enough to their audiences. To have a comparison, the finale episode of Star in My Mind got a lot more views compared to the finale of Not Me considering that the former was released 2 months ago while the latter was released 4 months ago. For me, Not Me is one of the best BLs that gmmtv has created because it added a lot of new things into a BL but still has its core which is romance. Not Me tells the story of a twin with a powerful connection. One went to abroad with his father while the other one was left with his mother and joined a gang. 15 years later, White has to disguise as his twin brother in order to know the real cause behind the vicious attack to his brother. Number 4. You Make Me Dance. I love a lot of Korean BLs although most of them are short series but You Make Me Dance is one of those BLs that I rarely get to see from the recommendations list. I don't know if it's due to different preferences with me and the viewers but this Korean BL has something that I truly admire. The plot might not be that new anymore compared to some recent BLs but the chemistry of the main characters really got me to the core. Although some Korean BL on-screen couples also have strong chemistry due to attractive appearances, I felt kind of different for this one because it was natural. If the plot could have gotten much more depth, You Make Me Dance could have been a better series. This Korean BL tells the story of a university student who is majoring in contemporary dance, but due to his loans, the debt collector will come for him in order to make him pay. The two will soon become close and form a relationship they never expected to come. Number 5. Cupid's Last Wish. If Not Me is considered as an underrated BL due to promotions, then Cupid's Last Wish is because of its plot. Body swap BLs have never been that great in the past, and most of the time, the viewers really don't want that kind of plot. The changing of perception from one character to another creates a confusion to the audiences, most especially when it involves both a man and a woman. For Cupid's Last Wish, the editing was really good because it was shown in the point of view of Korn, and it's one thing that helped me to understand the body swap concept for this series. Cupid's Last Wish tells the story of Win and Korn, who are childhood best friends, but their friendship struggles when Korn was included in Win's father's last will. The next time they will see each other, Win's soul will be on the body of Lin, Win's younger sister. To bring back their souls to their respective bodies, Win has to travel with Korn to 4 temples across the country to gather the holy water within 7 days. Number 6. Dear Doctor. This is the kind of BLs that I am always excited about, but it turns out that only a few appreciates this show. For the past couple of years as a BL fan, I'm excited to see the BLs going into different genres such as fantasy, supernatural, and sci-fi, because it's really hard to write a love story while also being different from the rest. Dear Doctor brings a lot to the table, and it's really a good start for the next BLs that will also have similar plot like this one. Dear Doctor tells the story of a surgeon who can see a particular Soul Reaper. It's not good to see the Soul Reaper during his work because it only means one thing: death. To save more lives, he has to beat death. But can a mere doctor really do that? Number 7. Blueming. Having a lot of complicated plot and twists to the story is sometimes good, but a simple plot can also be as good if it's done right. Blueming is a pure love story but also incorporates family, issues with friends, understanding oneself, and overcoming the trauma of the past. It was simple, but its impact to me was definitely big because of how the vulnerabilities of our main characters were exposed. But to top it all, the chemistry of our main characters was one of the key highlights of this series. Blueming tells the story of a young man who's popular wherever he goes, but going back to his childhood days, he was called an ugly by his younger sister and made it a motivation to become a handsome man. Later on during college, he will meet someone who has a great look, a perfect family, and a great personality. Number 8 to 10, we have Papa and Daddy, Something in My Room, and You're My Sky. I haven't finished watching these 3 BLs yet, but I can already think that they are all underrated. For Papa and Daddy, it's a wonderful show because it addressed a lot of issues pertaining to being parents a same-sex couple. But this could have been better if it had a better production and cinematography. For Something in My Room, this one really has a catchy plot involving ghosts with it, but I'm really looking forward on the ending part. Although I'm scared of ghosts, this is something I should not miss. And last, You're My Sky. Ever since I have watched its first episode, there's already an idea on my mind that this is going to be somehow great, and it really did. I wish a lot of people would see this series too. And these are my underrated BL series as of now. With a lot of BLs being produced lately, it's hard to watch them all with our limited time. If you also have a recommendation of BLs for us, just comment it down below. Thank you for watching. That's it, and see you on the next one.